Now, this is the same university that rejected a well-qualified candidate for a position in the student judiciary simply because he happened to be white. The whistleblower told Turning Point USA he was tired of the blatant anti-white racism and decided to take a stand. Good for that brave young man.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here. Welcome back to Yellowhammer Now. Today I want to talk about that black student union down at Auburn and their list of very, very unclever terms that they are using for white people.
The Black Student Union at Auburn University is facing a firestorm of controversy. A whistleblower shared contents of the group's private chat page, and it is incredibly disturbing. Students made fun of white people and posted more than 200 anti-white slurs, including words like snow pig, saltine crackers, cotton balls, and unseasoned chicken. What does that mean? The Black Student Union openly bragged about the names, mocked white people repeatedly. Now, this is the same university that rejected a well-qualified candidate for a position in the student judiciary simply because he happened to be white. The whistleblower told Turning Point USA he was tired of the blatant anti-white racism and decided to take a stand. Good for that brave young man.
Why are they doing this? I have absolutely no idea. But what I do know is that if the equivalent of winter wallabies and creekers and ice, which is not a clever term at all, skin stealers, albino rats, thin-lipped monkeys, vanilla gorillas, or any other racial slur that these kids thought they were making up, were made up by another group about, I don't know, let's say African Americans on this campus, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. See, I would say that it's wrong and stupid and unacceptable, and so would everybody else. But for some reason, because the Black Student Union is doing this, it seems to be completely okay. Think about it for a second. If these slurs were directed against African American students, the administration would have held rallies about how they would not be divided. They would have been talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. They would have talked about how the school has to do better. And we'd be talking about whatever organization is involved being ripped out by its roots and destroyed. And the people who were involved in this organization, both the educators and the students, they would be suspended from school. They'd probably be expelled, and they would be driven from campus. That's what would happen. Now, the school has said we're going to treat this like any other discriminatory act, which is a clear and obvious lie. Let's just be real about it. That is not going to happen. It obviously has not happened as of yet, so that's a lie. But I have an idea for you. Because these students are so unclever, and because they are clearly lacking any real guidance in their life, instead of kicking them out of school, why don't we do this? Why don't we force them to take an 18 credit load if they want to stay at the university? Therefore, they cannot do stupid things like this because they will be so incredibly busy. And then we all force them to take a creative writing course, because one of the most embarrassing things about all of this is how unclever it is. The names they came up with are not even remotely good. There are about 45 derivatives of demon and 32 derivatives of dandruff. And again, there's like 3 things on there that made me chuckle. Mayo sapien was one of them. Vanilla gorilla. I thought that was pretty good too. But these are supposed to be racial slurs. And ask yourself this question. If this was about African Americans, would I be making a video where I go through the list and talk about some of those racial slurs? No. Never. So don't pretend that we're not going to treat this different, because we are. But if you are one of these people who are constantly making an issue and creating racial strife, you have to sacrifice these students in this organization on the altar of wokeness. If you do not, it exposes the entire game. But that's already happened here, because the administration not freaking out about this tells you everything you need to know. If this was reversed, it would be national news, and the university might be burning right now. but it is reversed. So I'm not asking for the same thing because I don't think that's appropriate. Let's get creative with our punishments. Again, force them to take a very heavy load if they want to stay at the school. And make one of those classes creative writing so they don't embarrass themselves this much when they do something stupid.